Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. It's Tana again. I wanted to touch on my mom and how we ended up having to downsize her. When she was about 78, she lived in, well, for about 27 years she lived in a condo, 4th floor, and looking out at the river, it was beautiful. And around 78 years old of age, she decided that she wanted to live in a single family home again. She wanted to have a little house again. So fast forward to when she found the one she wanted. It was a new build, and she moved in 2016. So the 2 upper floors were finished, the basement was unfinished. So when she moved in, she just loved that house, loved it. She was just, yeah, she was in her glory. And we were all happy for her too as a family. But about 2 years into it, we noticed individually, the family noticed, everybody kind of on their own, that she was struggling to get up the stairs. So she was hanging on to the banister for dear life. And we were just all sitting downstairs on the main floor going, "Ooh." And then she would forget that we were picking her up for dinner, go get her, and she'd still be in her nightgown, like she was sewing or whatever. Not that she hadn't kind of been in bed all day. She was just sort of relaxing at home, doing her thing. So as a family, we decided that my sister and I would start gently talking to her about downsizing. And this kind of went over with a lead balloon, like a lead balloon. She didn't have any problems going up the stairs. We didn't talk about the memory part, but yeah. So it took a lot of conversations. Meanwhile, we'd be like, oh my goodness, are we gonna find her at the bottom of the stairs? She would go down to the basement, into the unfinished basement, and she would smoke on the stairs and then shut the main floor door because she didn't want smoke bellowing out through to the rest of the house, even though it did. And yeah, so we would phone, and then she wouldn't answer, and we'd go over. It's just that she couldn't hear. Anyways, it took 2 years. It took 2 years to even think about moving. And what happened was too, is that when we started looking, she would forget what these places would look like. So that was a huge challenge. Now we finally did, in the end, probably about 2 to 2.5 years later, we did find her a condo that did work. All her main floor furniture fit nicely into this condo. It was the only reason she'd even think about it. But it was extremely difficult. We felt extremely guilty for having her move. It was sort of like, oh, thank goodness, but yet you still felt the guilt. Anyways, I will talk a little bit more about, in my next session, about, the process of getting her to move, and touch on that, because I know it's very hard, and I want to help the kids of aging parents. I mean, we're not kids, but our parents sort of kind of like, they're usually in their late 70s, 80s, even 90s. So I will be back. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon.